If you could wear one watch that's crossed battlefields, survived the trenches, and still looks sharp under a shirt cuff, it would be the field watch. Born out of war, designed for survival, and now celebrated as an icon of pure functional design. Stick around, because later in this video I'll share my modern field watch recommendations. The Hamilton Khaki Field, Japan's Kuoe, and a modern British field watch that's still issued to soldiers today. But to understand how it all began, we have to go back more than a century, to the muddy, chaotic trenches of the First World War. In World War I, men didn't wear wristwatches. That was considered unmanly. But when you're under shell fire, fashion isn't really a priority. Soldiers started soldering wired lugs to their pocket watches, strapping them to their wrists, creating what we now call the trench watch. British makers like Denison produced sturdy cases fitted with Omega, Longines and Waltham movements. They featured luminous radium dials, bold numerals and shrapnel guards, purely practical, built for survival. But there's a more human side to the story. By Christmas 1915, wristwatches were being advertised in British newspapers as the perfect gift for the man at the front. Families could order one by post, often with a lucky charm or small talisman included free to bring their loved one home safely. Imagine opening that parcel in the trenches, a watch from home, ticking steadily through the noise of war. A watch wasn't just about telling the time anymore. It was about protection, connection, a small piece of home strapped to your wrist in the worst place on earth. By 1917, the British War Office had made the wristwatch official military kit. The field watch was born, not from luxury, but from love and necessity. After the Great War, militaries everywhere realised how essential the wristwatch had become. By the time World War II began, the British Ministry of Defence had drawn up strict specifications: black dial, luminous numerals, hacking seconds, waterproof case. 12 companies answered the call, amongst them IWC, Longines, Omega, Vertex, Sema. They became known as the Dirty Dozen. After the war, many of these watches mysteriously disappeared from storage. Let's just say a few soldiers liberated their own equipment. Well, can you blame them? Across the Atlantic, the Americans produced the A11, built by Elgin, Waltham and Bulova, amongst others. It was simple, functional, and so reliable it was called the watch that won the war. Bit dramatic maybe, but tell that to soldiers who timed missions with it. And in the Soviet Union, the Stomansky. You might not have heard of it, but you've definitely heard of the man who wore it, Yuri Gagarin, the first human in space. When he orbited Earth in 1961, that's what was on his wrist. So whether on the ground, at sea or beyond the atmosphere, the humble field watch had proven one thing: survival never goes out of style. When peace returned, soldiers kept their field watches. Civilians loved them too, for their honesty, their rugged simplicity, and their reliability. In America, Hamilton continued producing military watches through the 1950s, 60s into the 70s, refining the design into what we now know as the Hamilton Khaki Field. The modern Khaki Field mechanical captures that spirit perfectly. Manual wind movement, matte dial, and a size that just feels right on the wrist. Back in Britain, CWC, the Cabot Watch Company, took over supplying the Ministry of Defence in the 1970s. Their Mela 72 mechanical is still built to that same spec today. Clean dial, hacking seconds, hand-wound movement, a true descendant of the watches worn by British troops. If you want a field watch with genuine military heritage, that's the one. Today, the field watch isn't about surviving combat. It's about celebrating purpose and simplicity. The Hamilton Khaki Field remains a legend, still the gold standard. Whether you go manual or automatic, 38 or 42mm, you're getting a watch with genuine military heritage at a price that won't make you wince. It starts around £400 and it's built to last decades. Hamilton's been supplying military since World War I, And that experience shows in every detail. It's the watch I recommend most often because it just, well, works. Then there's Kuoe, a small independent brand from Kyoto, Japan. Its founder, Kenji Uchimura, spent time studying in the UK, where he discovered vintage British field watches in a shop dealing in antique watches. He was drawn to them straight away. That experience inspired him to create a Japanese tribute to British classic design. The result is the Old Smith 90002, a stunningly faithful reimagining of a British 1930s field watch, with cathedral hands, domed crystal, and a dial that feels beautifully vintage. Even the movement, a hound-wound Miyota, is chosen specifically because it's thin enough to maintain those vintage proportions. It's poetic, really. A Japanese brand preserving British military heritage. Proof that good design has no borders and that passion can transcend nations. When you wear a Kuoe, you're not just wearing a watch, you're wearing one man's dedication to keeping history alive. And of course, back home, the CWC Mellor 72 keeps the British legacy alive in a different way. No Instagram-friendly limited editions, no hype drops, just the same watch British soldiers wear today, available to civilians. You want authenticity? That's as real as it gets. Together, these three watches show the breadth of what field watches have become. American military heritage, Japanese craftsmanship honouring British design, an actual British military issue. Three different approaches, one shared philosophy. Form follows function. And beauty is a byproduct of purpose. So, what makes a field watch, well, a field watch? It's not price, it's not prestige, it's purpose. A clear, legible dial. Arabic numerals you can read at a glance. A compact, rugged case. A reliable movement. And a strap built for use, not display. It's functional beauty. It's the magic of the field watch. It doesn't demand your attention, it just works. You can wear it hiking, at work, on a date, or at a wedding. It's probably the most versatile watch design ever created. The field watch began as a soldier's tool, but over time it's become something more. From Denison's trench watches to the Dirty Dozen, to Hamilton, Kuoe, and the CWC, the field watch tells a story of resilience, design, and human connection. So, the next time you strap one on, remember, you're not just wearing a watch, you're wearing a little piece of history, still ticking a century later. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your favourite modern field watch and why? Let me know in the comments below. Your pick might even show up in a future video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps more history lovers find this channel. Thanks for watching.